Good morning, how you guys doing? This is ggurface and I'll be talking about a game between LiquidHayprO and ajtls. This is game number 1 in the GosuCupUS Cup final. The map is Delta Quadrant and LiquidHayprO is playing as the Zerg player and ajtls is playing as the Terran player. This is a very cool map, a lot of expansions. If you count them all, there's actually 16 of them, more so than any other map, I think. It's very easy to defend these expansions as it is relatively close to your base. There's a natural expansion, there is a expansion right next to the base. This is completely enclosed, although there's a little high ledge for you to abuse maybe siege tanks or colossus or some sort of range unit. There is a high yield expansion as well, so each player basically has one natural expansion right outside the ramp, one side expansion with destructible debris, and one high yield expansion that's also pretty much right outside the ramp. And of course it's all symmetrical, and in the middle there is a Xel'Naga watchtower. Right now we see the Terran player is blocking it off with a supply depot and barracks is coming up. The Zerg player, LiquidHayprO, is actually scouting in the wrong direction, but that's not really a big deal as it is a 4-player map that's relatively large, so it is quite alright. Another Overlord going in the other direction. And we don't quite see a spawning pool just yet. Oh, and there it is. The spawning pool goes down just as I said it was not going down. How fascinating. Barracks coming up, almost finishing. The Overlord, realizing the opponent's not over there, stops, and the drone is scouting in the right direction. This is always a good idea. If you want to bump into the tower, you can possibly catch the other player's drone or probe or SCV going in one direction. So for instance, if he was coming out from the lower left hand position and he goes right to the middle, then he'll be able to see, they might be able to catch a glimpse of a probe going this way on the minimap or this way on the minimap, which will help him reduce the time in which it will require him to scout. Orbital Command Center coming up after the first refinery. Spawning pool finishing, and we do see a tech lab up for the Terran player. Tech lab is very good to use as it does give you the option of a Marauder or Reaper, and they both are relatively good against the Zerg. An extractor, a gas deal, is happening for LiquidHayprO. And many players could cancel this and get back a good portion of the investment and then put it up again. But I think he might actually leave it, or would he cancel? No, he actually leaves it, and he's stolen his gas. And there's one SCV working his way, saying, why did you steal my gas? I wanted that gas. Metabolic boost going up for the Zerglings, very normal. And we do see Nitro packs along with 2 Reapers on the way for the Terran player, ajtls. Overlord scouting, drones scouting. One Queen has come out for LiquidHayprO. And the first Reaper we see is outside, and he actually does quite a bit of damage to buildings, as we do see this is falling rather fast. He does 30 damage to buildings, 4 damage normally, and 9 versus light units. Now he should be able to take the second gas, no problem, as I do suspect this is a gas heavy build, because he does have the tech lab, and he has queued a whole bunch of Reapers along the way. So the Zerg player, LiquidHayprO, actually opting to take an expansion that's outside his normal expansion. Very not normal, I would say. These Zerglings are still waiting for the speed. No, the speed is done for the Zerglings. And here we do see 2 Reapers coming in to harass. These Zerglings are trying to get a good surround on it, and the Reapers hop off. And they are content to run away. Or do they want to do more harassment? Command center going down for the Terran player, ajtls. And these Reapers, doesn't seem like they can decide what to do. These Zerglings are hopping in the middle to check out if there's any Reapers, and these Reapers do decide to go back, but this Overlord is able to spot it, and these Reapers will join together and try to knock down those destructible debris. And because the Overlord sees this, ajtls has tried to break down the front gates and also delay the destructible rocks, as we do see the destructible rocks are not being attacked at the moment, and this Overlord will be able to see exactly what's going on inside ajtls base. One SCV repairing. It's quite difficult to break the Terran wall, as it is repairable, unlike the other structures of the Zerg and the Protoss. More and more Zerglings, and here we do see some drones being transferred. Now this is very important. You want to keep one unit on the tower as you're doing the transfer, because you do not want your opponent to have the control of the tower. Because if they have control of the tower and he sees these drones passing by, then, well, of course something is up. He's either going to think an all-in push is coming for some reason, or you're just transferring the drones or the SCVs or the probes. And we do see that ajtls does not know about the expansion. He does not know about this expansion and a couple of drones being transferred. And he's also taking his own expansion right next to the high ledge we were talking about. Zerglings out on the map. This Zergling is just checking things out, making sure no SCV or Reaper is going to be able to find out about this expansion. So right now, we're about to see some Reaper harass. Reaper moving out to the center of the map. They should be able to take down this one Zergling if they decide to visit the center. It's always a good idea to visit the center, because you want to know if your opponent knows you're coming, and that would help quite a bit. And then these Reapers are able to micro, takes down 4 Zerglings total, 1 in the middle, 3 over there. And these Zerglings are going back on creep, and these 2 Queens will be able to try and defend off this Reaper harass. The Reapers are going for the side base, expecting the Zerg to actually expand to the side, as this would be good harassment. And he does see that Zerg has not taken his second base for some reason, well, according to him. And he doesn't see that he has a side base and a Spire going up. These Reapers should be able to micro these Zerglings no problem, but these Zerglings are content to just move these Reapers away to prevent further harassment. Third gas going up, and we see four gases for JTLS, but he's not actually fully mining from this one, as we do see full saturation on all 3 of the extractors for the Zerg player. Quite a bit number of Reapers we see on the field, but no one is actually trying to take the middle, because having the middle, I think, is a huge blessing for any player, because 50 minerals or 25 minerals for one Zergling, to have a lot of information is very, very good. And here we see the Reapers coming in for harassment, and he scans, and he will be able to take down some of these creep tumors. And we see more Zerglings morphing in. It might be in trouble. He's trying to take down the extractor. He's focus firing on the extractor and also some on the hatchery, and then is forced to run away as these drones are coming. But he did take down quite a number of drones. We see a lot of slain units over here, and he should be able to take down this extractor. The Zerglings are not yet spawning. LiquidHayprO is in trouble, but these Hydralisks do spawn. I mean, these Muralisks do spawn, and he's able to push away these Reapers. One Zergling in the middle, knowing exactly what's going on, and then these Reapers are going back to try to take down the Spire and the hatchery. They're not really focus firing, so I'm not quite sure what he's trying to accomplish at the moment, but he did force these drones to stop mining for just a second, as these Muralisks were forced back in his base. And in the meantime, we can see that ajtls is sort of in crisis management mode, as he does not have any anti-air. So he's, as we can see, he's building a lot of turrets, and a lot more turrets are coming up, and he's also building a couple of ghosts. Ghosts are great because they have snipe, and the snipe can take down the Muralisks relatively easily if you get a couple of good shots off. And here we see 2 turrets covering the expansion so that he couldn't get any more shots off. And at the moment, I think ajtls is a little bit stumped, because he only sees 1 base Zerg, and he should be asking himself, where does he get all the minerals? Where does LiquidHayprO get all the minerals for all those Muralisks? As he does not, as he has taken down 1 extractor on the side, and this extractor was recently rebuilt, and so he's actually sending these Reapers, very, very good play, sending these Reapers out to check out exactly where the other expansion is, as he does not want to waste a scan, which is also a good thing, as these Reapers move super fast through the terrain. 1 spine crawler, knowing that the Reaper is on the way for the other player. And these Reapers should be able to find this expansion without any problem. This spine crawler is not yet complete, but the Muralisks are on the way in the back. And then these Reapers are able to take down all the Zerglings, but the Reapers are on the way. I mean, the Muralisks are on the way, and this Queen is also able to help deter these Reapers, and the Reaper harass was not as successful. We do see STEM and combat shield being researched. Marines are quite good against Muralisks if they're bunched up together and there's a medic. So there's only 1 spine crawler defending. We see centrifugal hooks for some Bailings. And a very good scan for ajtls, catching the Bailings nest and seeing that there's an upgrade coming up. And these Muralisks are trying to get some harassment, but the Ghost with their snipe is able to take almost 1 Muralisk out, and these number of units are going to move out as he thinks that he can take down this one base, even though he knows that there are Balings coming in, and some Zerglings coming in from the rear to support, Mutalisk coming in the back, wanting to get us around. Scan goes off, taking out some creep tumors. We'll be able to take down this one Overlord, no problem. These Balings are moving back after they morph in. More Zerglings on the way. Ooh, this might be a good surround, possibly. And now, realizing he's in a bad position, he needs to move these Mutalisks back. He takes down one Queen, second Queen's almost going down. Ooh, and look at those Balings. Those Balings not getting that many units, but these Zerglings and this Mutalisk should be able to help finish off these path. Well, that's a lot of screaming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, that's a lot of ghosts dead. He's like, ah, just like that. I will stop doing that if you guys don't want me to do that, but that I got a little bit carried away. My apologies. It's always good to see good micro by either players. The Terran player right now making more ghosts and more marines, as he has decided to stick with this. The Zerg player, content with his bases, is not actually expanding, which is surprising, as he does have map control. I think whenever you have map control, you should always expand, as it does make the other player feel more likely to turtle up. And he does go for one expansion. Ooh, dude, is he dual expanding? He is going to be double expanding. We see some Balings in the middle, along with Zerglings and Mutalisks, good unit mix. And on the other hand, for a Terran player, we do see more Ghosts and more Marines, and we do see Armor 1 upgrade. The Attack 1 upgrade is already complete. Mutalisk trying to go in and do some harass, and he's taking this one base, setting up 2 bunkers. It's almost as if the Zerg player knows exactly what's going on and is coming in to try to take down the bunker. I think the bunker was cancelled and the SCV went down. And now we see some rolling green balls. Rolling green balls are always a force to deal with. And he puts some Marines inside the bunker, and this bunker might be going down, as these rolling green balls of death are chasing these ghosts. These ghosts do not want to get in the way, and they're running, they're trying to run, they're trying to micro, and there's just simply too many green balls, and then these Mutalisks are picking away at this orbital command. The Zerg player does not have any upgrades, whereas the Terran player is actually getting a couple of upgrades. This Infernal Pre-Igniter will be able to help him use the Hellions pretty effectively against the Zerglings as well as the Balings. A very, very good upgrade. 3rd and 4th base getting up, but there have not been any probes, any drones being transferred. So he probably should get that underway to get those 300 and 300 minerals worth its weight. Right now, these 2 bases are kind of useless. You really want to have the drones, SCVs, or the probes ready as soon as that base goes up, because it just takes a little bit longer for you to saturate it if you decide not to. And then he's going for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th hatchery coming up inside that base. Mule is trying to go in and do some harass. What the Zerg player wants to do now is contain the Terran player and prevent him from expanding, which is a very good idea. But at the same time, he needs to saturate these 2 bases, as he does not really have any drones over there. So he has invested 600, 900 minerals without any additional income from the 2 bases, which is kind of weird, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the Terran player can do to turn this around? As I think he is behind, but then the pro player, the LiquidHayprO has not decided to saturate the bases, which is really, really strange. As why would you take so many bases, so many extractors, and not saturate? It's kind of a waste, in my opinion. These Zerglings chilling out here, as he was thinking about taking that HayPRO expansion, but he hasn't even saturated his normal expansions. The Zerg player LiquidHayprO checking out what's going on, seeing if the Terran has expanded. The Terran once again trying to expand. This will be the 3rd command center he's trying to land outside his base. The first 2, this was the second one, getting delayed. And we do see a Marine Medic Ghost Marauder Ball.